Welcome back for part 2 of the Rosehill midweek preview, previewing the Rosehill meeting for the 22nd of February, and 1300 metre 3-year-old race is our race 5. There's a few emergencies, but we have lost Princess Posh, who looks like it's going to Wyong Thursday. So Spirited is another Wyong acceptor, so we'll have to wait and see whether he hangs around for this one. Betting is $4.75, the 100 to 1 winner last start, Aquatic. $6 is Bravissimo, Fragonard, and the Emergency Potent Force. We're then out to $7.50 Octavian Augustus, $8.50 Intuary. And next best would be $16 Rock and Swing, $17 Earth, sorry I missed $12 Lord Macau. Now, Lord Macau is obviously one of the keen beans in this race. He'll be heading for the front. I imagine that Bravissimo, who raced outside the lead in 1100, he's had 3 1100s up to the 1300. He looks to have to go forward tomorrow from his wide gate. Intuary posies up from his soft draw. And Fragonard is fresh at 1300. She's an on-speeder. Aquatic is not too far away. And that's probably most of the speed there, which is a good deal of speed.
Yeah.
Right, you know, take a deep breath and
wade
right in.
Because, oh God, you know, like I'm so obsessed with these particular form lines with our Nicolants are coming through, and there's all relationships there, and obviously I want to find the best one of those, and the best one of those for me clearly is number 14 Potent Force, but will probably be a scratching. So I just had a close look at the Kembla Grange 1400 metres against Intineri, and I just thought Potent Force looks like a far more quality animal than Intineri. So I liked its trials. 740, 1050 metre trial, wasn't really pushed out. James Cummings, Glenn Schofield, when they have that sort of trial set up is always a good sign. But saying that, there's a lot of other juicy stuff in this particular race as well.
So nominate it.
Octavian Augustus, 1300 metres Warwick Farm, less preparation, Embley, top me up form.
That's older horses, it's rubbish.
Trialled very nicely over the 900 metres, the Reverend Demon.
Karen McAvoy.
Karen McAvoy on board. Fragonard had an opinion of this horse last preparation, did win 2 from 4, which wasn't too bad for the wallet, but is it up to this kind of level? Maybe, I'm not sure.
Y.A. Adkins, who, by the way, I'm thinking he's not claiming tomorrow.
Okay, well, I was very confused by the Adkins booking, and then I'm just like, do they have some sort of thing, you know, it's a filly, is it a smaller kind of horse? You know how they get obsessed with things like that?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm not sure he's even claiming tomorrow, because he's outridden his claim. I can't remember whether it was today or tomorrow that he actually is his last day of... Anyway, that's...
Well, they could have just urgently done that after Doyle got injured the other day. I don't know.
All right.
Lord Macau, second to Onslaught last start, but thought it had favours, so I was against it.
Yeah, but he's the sort of horse that will just get there and be there.
Yeah, Aquatic, I mean, I can't get over the SP and the fact that I'm not going to go for that particular race as being a great form race, but it did win by 3 lengths.
SP of $61. Yeah, Bravissimo.
What about Bravissimo?
Well, I don't like the 1100 up to 1300. I think that's a bit sharp.
Well, it's had 2 11s.
Was in the dead set right part of the track the other day at long odds. I think he's a horse of talent, but under the odds there.
Lots of ways to look at this race.
Yeah. Look, even a rat bag like Earth, who had one long preparation last time in, resumes at 1300 at home. I'm just mentioning it. So Spirited, I can imagine a magical ride from Colity going back from his wide gate. So, and even Sugar Palmer, who's drawn 2 gate ones, has been back to the trials and trialled nicely since her last run. Is a horse that could be dangerous.
The reason why I went for Potent Force over Intineri as well was that Earth has actually beaten Intineri.
Right.
So for me, that form is tied together.
Yeah, well, it was 3 wide throughout with Robert Thompson on it, going like,
It's tied together. I've got to go for Potent Force. Potent Force from Octavian Augustus and Fragonard in a very interesting race.
I was marginally 8 in Tueri, who resumes as a gelding at home and gets a sweeter run here from 14, Potent Force, 5, Lord Macau, 11, Octavian Augustus. Really delicious, great race that will be more than fertile in weeks to come. So then we get a particularly noisy plane and
Virgin. They always scream a bit louder.
And you've got no idea how difficult this setting up of the mics has become, but I'm still on the case. Race 6, 1400 metres. We've got a trio of 1400s to come home with, and Lanciato is our favourite at $3.80. $5 pick me up. $5 no doubt. $7 Gamblers Blues trialling well. $8.50 He's a Given. And then I think it's $14 Art Nouveau, $17 Star Wars, $16 Rock My Lady, $21 in Costonati, the Lure, $35 quite despised the pickup New Zealander mare from the Wally Yard, Duchess Kate. Now, as I mentioned, in Costonati is no Cathy tomorrow. It's just doing its own thing there from gate 1. It had a race shot to bits when Ware Shaw mowed it down last preparation. It'll be trying to do the same thing. Chasers, pick me up, and He's a Given, I thought. Not sure how No Doubt will be ridden here, but could go forward. And Gamblers Blues, as I say, is trialling well and could be quite fresh and up on the bit and up on the speed. Where do you want to start?
Well, another juicy race with like lots of different ways to look at it, isn't it? Like, do I give Incostonati another chance? What do I make of the New Zealand form about Duchess Kate? Pick me up. I mean, 2 Tim Martin horses in one race.
What's going on?
What's going on? He's a Given. Decent recent form.
Yeah, no, he's not much good, He's a Given, but he's racing very, very honestly.
Yeah, and I think Clary did that with another one a little while ago, and it just kept on winning as well. So it seems to be a stable that when they actually get him going good, they keep him going good. Well, at the moment anyway. Lanciato kind of confuses me a little bit. This is the Spruik horse. Obviously, this was the horse that was going to put Newman on the mat, wasn't
Save
it?
the world.
Yeah,
It was going to save the world.
yeah. But then what do I make of its runs? And then I see Gamblers Blues there, and I just love the trials.
Trialling beautifully.
Yeah.
He's won 3 races. In fact, he's got a poor record, really.
Yeah, he does.
3 wins, all at a mile, all out wide. But yeah, trialling very, very well.
I reckon they're really trying for this race. Do you want me to explain why?
Yeah, go for your luck.
Okay.
Well, they're not trying that hard. They put Corey Brown on.
Well, I think they are, because Tim Martin's likely to do something like that. So what, do you want him to put Yusuchi Kakao on?
Well,
Okay, so it won first start last preparation, was quite impressive over 1,600 metres, okay?
Yep.
They've probably realised now that 1,400 metres is fine for this horse first up, okay?
Yep.
They've deliberately given it 3 trials. The 3 trials are very interesting because they were... last preparation, I think it only had 1 or 2 trials. Now it's the 3 trials. The first over the 900, next to 1,030, where they did some funny stuff where they... If you notice when a horse is running, the jockey does something to change legs or change strides or whatever, and it just motored. So it looks sort of pedestrian. As soon as they did that, it exploded. It's something that I really look for, and kind of just seems like, you're always scared of Tim Martin because
he does weird and wonderful things.
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah. Well, so maybe am I over? I think I've gone like weird and wonderful on this horse.
Oh, look, he's a horse that grabbed my eye in this race, Gamblers Blues. Are you leaving it with that? Are you putting all your eggs in one basket, or?
I thought No Doubt's run last start, so I sort of half had a look at that because I was interested in it in the thrill seeking race, and I was against it. I didn't think that was as good as I would like to see.
Weird setup again. Anthony Cummings, 1,000 metres up to 1,400 metres.
I mean, I did mention earlier those question marks, obviously about Pick Me Up, which comes out of Saturday Metropolitan form. That's always solid when you come back to Wednesday.
Yep.
He's a Given in form, and just a big question mark about Lanciato. I'll ask you actually. Did you have a look, interrogate the New Zealand form about Duchess Kate?
Well, it's fair. The market says it's got none. It's like 33 to 1.
Mm.
So you know, it's a horse that they're not going to miss with Waller and G. Schofield. So I would say that its trials is lacking in complete intensity. You know, it just, you want some urgent, some like, you know, some sort of.
Yeah, but Waller 3 trials.
Yeah, but well, no, one of them was 6 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, but they were against. I know it didn't do anything, but they were against top quality horses.
Yeah, I'm just saying that for this style of race, I think she wants, you know, it's a practice. It's another practice.
What about in Costanati? Is there any forgiving to be done there?
It's been hammered in front in his last 2 starts. Wasn't suited the other day. He just gets complete control here tomorrow and must run some type of race. But I was with Lanciato, who did a good job from an unsuitable position first up, 1200. This is a suitable race for him. Gamblers Blues we've spoken about. Pick Me Up we've spoken about. Costanati we've spoken about. I don't like, no doubt. And the only other horse I'll mention is Art Nouveau, who was down on the inside, getting no opportunity. Rubbish horse.
Yeah.
Probably wants something else.
That's solid, Mark. H. Bowman to Tommy Berry. Top selection.
There you go. Race 7 is the penultimate. Again, over 1,400 metres. $3.60 is Reach for Heaven. Potent Force has an option to run here if they don't want him to run in race 5, as in, you know, no one lets him run in race 5. $4.20. $4, California Nike, 2 wins at Beaumont. Seems particularly well found. And there is sort of $10 in this race that has to be lost, because Heslin, of course, has went around Hawkesbury today. What else is in the market? $17 Reckless Russell, $17 Nothing Box, and a lot of other nothings in this race. I thought that Reach for Heaven would put himself right on the speed. California Night can be there. Tabarabane and Stylish Lad not too far away. Another noisy plane goes past. Would you rather see Potent Force in this race or race 5?
I'd prefer it in the other race.
Why is
but
that?
Anyway, just because then it'd make my decisions about what I'm going to select far more easy.
Right,
Okay.
but you were very disappointed. You said you were very disappointed with Reach for Heaven that you were keen on at Canterbury last time.
Yeah, I've had. Well, I just don't know. But you remember I was being so confused about Improvement winning that particular race.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then Echo Effect comes out on Saturday and runs a cracking race again. So, am I back into forgiving that particular form line? Well, you know, maybe I am. I don't know. We've talked about this particular race. I was all over. I had a massive go at Reach for Heaven last start.
You and Canterbury Friday nights, they're not going well.
No, they're not. No. Actually, Canterbury at the moment is not one of my better tracks.
Well, all the runners the winners are being advantaged.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to beat that. You actually want some other different type of track.
With Reach for Heaven in that particular race, but I thought it was clearly that much better than any other horse in the race. It could sit in sort of not on the fence and still do more than it actually did. I mean, you know, it didn't just get beaten by one horse who got the absolute PR. It got beaten by 3 horses.
Who got PRs?
You can't have 3 PRs.
Right. Anything else to look at? Like, let's
Potent Force.
Okay, you've already.
Potent Force wins this race.
We know you like Potent Force.
Yeah.
If Potent Force is not in this race, what will you be doing?
Probably backing Reach for Heaven.
There's nothing else there.
This is rubbish, Mark.
Nothing Box is a horse that didn't do a bad job in his first preparation, and I can make some sort of rough case for. But other than that, look, there's.
Well, I mean, let's talk about one that's actually in the market, which is California Nike. I mean, that was very unimpressive last start, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he resumed in his second preparation at the scene of his maiden win on debut. His city run is like just sitting on the fence behind Gretna, and I'd suggest that there wasn't a lot of merit in that. So where else can we go? It's nowhere else. That's
It's just real light, isn't it?
It's very, very light. Let's move on to the nightcap, which is this time for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres, and I think quite a lot of depth to this race. So, $4 Chandana. What's the next pick? $6 Hysterical, $7 Foxy Housewife, $9.50 O'Reilly's Cyrus, $11 Moda, $13 Caravali, $13 Countess Marinov, $17 McKellar's Love, who's been back to the trial since her breakthrough win at Kembla last time. A few $21 chances and good speed here. Hysterical up to 1400 metres from 1100 metres will be heading well forward. Deluxe is a designated on speeder. Foxy Housewife right on the speed. Countess Marinov uses her low draw to be there, and I'd say that's probably the on pace setup. Playing or not?
Very keen. Number 2 Shandana will just win this race.
Hot trial.
Hot trial, best horse in the race, and inside barrier, question mark, J Collette.
I know, you were looking for one thing,
Yeah,
weren't you?
yeah, exactly.
You saw the inside barrier, you went, I want one right.
Exactly, and then I went, wow. you read me so well. You read me so well. Yeah, massive fan of it. Don't think there's too many dangers. Hysterical, I think, overestimated horse. Foxy Housewife just isn't as good as Shandana. Been up for a while.
Well, they ran in the same race the other day, the Invincible Gem race, and Foxy Housewife posied perfectly. There she was, one out, one back, on the back of the winner.
Yeah.
She ran well, and that's a good benchmark for this race. But compare the run of Shandana, who's been back to the trial since, was having her first run back for some time.
I'm just getting this feeling too, because you know how Waller was a little bit off and he's had the run, it did a good job, gone back to the trials. We know that he actually has an opinion of this horse as well.
Yeah.
This just looks like money for Jam. Anyway.
Right, will you be saving anywhere? Is there anything else you're concerned about?
You
in the
know
race?
me, I stamp and become aggressive, Mark. That'll be all I play.
Look, unfortunately, she doesn't really make her own circumstances. That's the fly in the ointment when it comes to these style of horses. You want things to pan out well for them. She's not going to be there making her own luck. I will mention Hysterical because she trialled, I thought, really, really well, and at 1100 at Hawkesbury, that's not a suitable setup for her. She's just going to find herself.
Well, I was against Glenall because I didn't like.
Yeah. Well,
trial,
I think it's still a good fertile trial for this. The other horse I want to mention is Deluxe, who has no great city form at all, but has just tried her little guts out every race up there, either at Beaumont, Kembla, or even Muswellbrook, and just gets on speed here and will run well. McKellar's Love has been back to the trials since she won Gordon. Any interest there? I mean, you obviously stated your position, but any comment?
It's just like I stamp a horse as like solid Saturday Metropolitan grade, and then you have a look, you interrogate the other oppositions, and it's very easy to say, no, they're never going to be that.
Yeah.
That horse.
All right, okay. So, wrapping up, there's obviously a lot of interest in the nightcap. Either race 5 or 7, wherever it falls, looks like a key race for you. Dawn Wall, will you be loading up there?
Yeah, I probably will be. Yeah.
So is that?
There'll be 3 specials for me, which is Dawn Wall, whichever race Potent Force runs in, and Shandana.
Yeah, look, I'm particularly keen on Dawn Wall. Would love to be on Shandana, and Reach for Heaven, I'm reaching for tomorrow. I'm thinking that third up away from Canterbury is, and I, certainly.
So you want Potent Force in the other one, or you want Potent Force to stay in to give you the value?
No, I want Potent Force to rack off and go and bloody live in race 5.
Yeah.
That's the Rosehill preview. Really good midweek card. Let's hope that we make the best of it. We'll be back on Friday morning with Glenn Pollitt and the Randwick Chipping Norton Stakes preview. Catch you then.
See you guys.